Hey YouTube family, it's Sarah, Less of Sarah. First of all, I want to thank everyone that hung out with us and watched the Renew Show live last night. It was lots of fun. Unfortunately, we did have some technical difficulties, and Rob Reno wasn't able to be with us because of those difficulties, and we started late. And I know it was really stressful for Julie and Khalif. But it was super fun, and thank you so much for those of you who watched and submitted questions. I had a great time doing it. If you want to see the recording of the live Google Hangout for the Renew Show, you can actually see that at the link, which will be below in the description box. If you click on that link, you'll be able to see the show just like a regular YouTube video, and you can comment if you want. I really had a really great time, and I hope that it was entertaining or useful or somehow worth watching. It is an hour, so just so you're forewarned. But I had a really great time doing it. I wanted to do a quick follow-up video today because we didn't get a chance to get to all the questions, and there were at least 3 that I saw when I went through the comments that I know I didn't get to, so I wanted to answer those questions in this video. The first one was from Changes by 40, and she asked, in what ways has your journey affected your kids? So I talked a little bit about my kids when answering another question about food choices and diet and that sort of thing. But I have always been a pretty strict mom when it comes to what my kids eat. And I'm going to talk about that in another question as well later on too. But I've always tried to feed them well, a really balanced diet. I mean, I'm not worried about carbs and stuff for them. I try and limit the amount of processed food they have, the amount of, McDonald's and takeout and all that stuff that they get. But I mean, they're also kids, and I do think that that's part of the joy of childhood, to be honest. I know to some people that might sound messed up. It's not that they can't take joy in regular food, but I'm just not the kind of parent who thinks it is wise to deprive your kids. I sort of grew up that way, to be honest. I grew up with huge portions of really good food, but we never went out to eat. We never went to restaurants. We never went to McDonald's. We never did all that stuff. We never had junk food. And when I could have those things, I went nuts. And I don't want that to be my kids. I want them to understand that there is a way to live a healthy life by eating a balanced diet. My kids also don't really have, at this point, any kind of weight problems. My oldest is 7, and he is, I wouldn't say that he's skinny. I would say he's normal. He does have sort of a big frame, so he's, I don't know, I wouldn't even say that he's stocky. He's pretty normal for a kid. And then my youngest just turned 4, and he's just starting to grow out of that like baby pudge. They were both really chubby kids, but he is, again, he's stocky, but not really, I wouldn't really say that he's really overweight. So until I see an issue, I really feel like I need to moderate, how strict I am with them. So that's food-wise. Their diet hasn't changed very much because I've always, had healthy food in the house for them and all of that stuff. Their lives have certainly changed because they have a mom who can be a lot more active with them, and who can do more things with them. And that's something that's really important to me. And it was a big reason why I decided to have surgery, why I decided I needed to lose weight, is because I wanted to be active with them and do all the things that moms do with kids. And so hopefully their lives have changed for the better because of that, and will continue to do so. 150B, myself, and I asked, what changed that you now love yourself enough to get surgery and lose the weight? And that was a follow-up to something that I had said, just kind of off the cuff, talking about feeding my kids differently than the way I ate. And I said, maybe it's because I love my kids, and maybe I didn't love myself enough to treat myself and feed myself properly. And really, it was literally just kind of one of those off-the-cuff things that I just said that just came to mind, but I think I need to do a little bit more thinking on that and a little bit more introspection on that one, but I think I gave up at a certain point on myself. I don't know when that point was, but I think there was a point that I just gave up and thought, okay, this is it. I'm going to be fat, so who cares? Let me just eat whatever I want, do whatever I want. It's a hopeless situation. But I knew that wasn't the case for my kids. I knew that I was the one who shaped their eating habits, and it didn't occur to me at the time, probably because I didn't really realize what I was doing, that I was setting a bad example for them no matter what. So yeah, I don't know what changed. This is something I've given a lot of thought to. I think the changes happened slowly, and I think the more I researched weight loss surgery, the more I read people's stories, the more I gained hope through other people's journeys, and the more I thought, that maybe it was something I really could do, maybe it could really help me. And I think it was a slow progression. I don't think I woke up one day and thought, okay, that's it, I'm tired of being fat, time to have weight loss surgery. It really was a very slow progression over a number of years. So, I don't know if there was a single thing, or I can pinpoint a time when things changed when I thought I need to do this weight loss surgery for me. But I'm glad that I got there. The last question that I didn't have a chance to answer was from Permission No More. And her comment and question was, you seem so strong during your journey. What has been the most emotional moment thus far? So I think, a lot of my emotional moments have been public on YouTube. One of the more emotional moments just in general was a video that I made a few months ago about being super morbidly obese and about what that was like. And I was at a point in my journey where I couldn't really see how far I'd come. I could only see how far I still had left to go. And I was questioning. Whether I could really do it, whether I'd ever reach my goal. That was a very emotional video for me to make, and I didn't intend for it to be, but once I started talking about it, it just sort of, it got to me. I've had a few videos that have been emotional for sure. I can tell you that I know for a fact that when I reach Wonderland, when I get under 300 pounds, which I'm hoping will be before the end of the month, before my 6 months anniversary, I have 4 pounds to go as of today. I know that will be, I'm starting to get teary just talking about it. I know that will be an extremely emotional moment for a number of reasons, and it's sort of silly because it's just a number. And I've often talked about the fact that the number really isn't that important to me. What the number represents, though, with my weight struggles, with my eating disorder as a teenager, with all of that sort of stuff, what that 200 and something, 99 or whatever pounds represents is so many difficult emotional times in my life that I know that when I get there, it's going to be super emotional. My good friend Jen Johnston always laughs at me and says that I have a very eloquent cry. She says, oh, you made another video where you're eloquently crying. When I cry, it's like ugly and snot comes out of my nose and whatever. Well, let me tell you, Jen Johnston and everyone else, that when I make my Twonderland video, yeah, I don't think we're going to have eloquent crying. We're probably going to have ugly crying, so just be prepared. So, yeah, in fact, I'm going to make sure I choose like a screen cap of it where I look, terrible, where I'm like, because that's how my nose is running in anticipation. So I just want to do that quick recap video, not recap, but add on to the Renew Show video just for those 3 questions that I didn't get a chance to answer on air. And there are a couple other questions I answered in the comment. So if you answered a question that didn't, if you asked a question that didn't get answered, feel free to just leave it below and I'd be happy to answer it or make a video response for you. Love you guys. I hope you have a great day. I have a couple video responses coming up. So yeah, stick around if you want to watch those. Love you guys. Bye.